4 regions from many. An agenda item on preparing for APF Laos 2016. As you know, next year is Laos is going to be the chair. So the normal thing is the People's Forum moves wherever the chair is. In our preparation and discussion, so there were a lot of questions, concerns which we have been talking about, and we continue to talk about. And so I think that's the conversation we want to continue to have. So today is more dialogue to understand, to get information, but we also wanted to have the conversation with the CSO'S from Laos who are here at the APF, because the last time maybe we only met 2 or 3, because only 1 or 2 maybe come for a regional consultation. So this time I think we won't be talking so much, just moderate, but we'll get questions, and then Laos CSO'S, you need to participate. So can I ask for a show of hand who is from a Laos CSO?
Laos CSO.
Laos CSO. Okay. Okay, good. So my proposal, if you don't mind, just that we have this conversation, is we meaning we the non-Laos people have a conversation with you the Laos people. It would be nice if all of you can bring your chairs and maybe just sit around on here or down there, so we know that you are the Laos CSOs. So can I invite all the Laos CSOs? You can bring your chair either on the floor around here. Some can sit here, there's some spaces here, and then some can just pull your chair and come. So we know you are Laos CSO and we are talking to you. Is that okay? So just come. It's okay, bring your chair. So there's some chairs here.
Yeah. Could I ask a question?
Yes.
I spent 10 years in Laos working for an international NGO and still act as an advisor to an international NGO, although I'm presently working in Myanmar. But I'm very much aware of the situation regarding...
But you're not a Laos CSO at this point, no?
Not a Laos CSO.
So then you're an expert, you can just sit there. Your expertise is, probably your questions are better from there. But it's good to know that you have that 10-year experience.
Sehr gut. Wir haben 3 Leute.
Come, just pull your chair and you can join on the side. Pull your chair, bring your chair. Bring your chair, bring your chair. Come, join
So,
us.
Tui, jetzt zeig's ihm. War politischer Gefangene.
So,
Deine Geschichte hat nicht so.
I think today I also will be from Laos, since I'm in the midst of all the Laotians here. There's some more place here, there's some more place, and there's some more space here. You can bring your chairs on this side. Okay, so good. Now we have a fuller, now we can see the face of the Laos CSOs. The place here, you can bring your chair. Okay, good. Thank you all the friends. So what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, I don't introduce you, I just know you are the ASEAN friends. So welcome ASEAN friends. But I want to take a bit of time to introduce this side if you don't mind. So if I can just ask you to share your name and organization you come from, so we all know where you come from. So maybe we can start this way.
Good evening, my name is Bunthon Chantarao. I am from Alliance for Democracy in Laos. I would like about future in Laos, 2016.
No, for now, just organization.
Yeah, okay. First, I would like about our organization.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Von Intervong, and I'm from Lao Alliance Lao Democracy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tui Tulamanikam. I come from Lao Alliance for Democracy in Laos.
Good evening, my name is Sombath Somphone. I'm from Wellbeing Foundation from CSO'S Laos.
Good evening, everybody. I am Sombath from the same association.
Good morning, and oh, sorry, good morning. It's supposed to be good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nguyen Milai from Lao Association for Disadvantaged People.
Okay.
Sehr gut. Ein Publikum.
Dr. Medon, you know.
Jetzt kommt die Pseudo.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sombath Somphone. I am from a non-profit association based office in Asian capital. Good evening, everyone. My name is a little bit different. My name is Trevor. I am from the Hmong students who are poorest of the poor in Laos. I am the president of the Association for Vulnerable Children and Community Development. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pesalin. I'm from the same office, Nuanvilai. Sorry.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Janpeng Sibila from Lao Disabled Women Development Center. That is a non-profit organization. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Sunay Chanpun from Association for Disadvantaged People in Laos. Actually, I'm from Sonake province as well. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Manolak Padawo. I'm from Laos. I work at People's Court.
Good evening, I'm Mon. I'm from Laos. As Lavok.
Okay. So thank you. I think there's one more person walking up.
Good evening, I am from Laos. My name is Khathon. I'm from Environment Conservation and Community Development Association.
Okay, let's give the Laos friends a big hand. Okay, so the plan is we go on till, well, let's try, not more than 8 p.m. if we can. So it's going to be free flow dialogue. So I'm going to invite all the Laos CSO'S to actually answer some of the questions, because I don't think we are hoping that only one or two spokesperson will be speaking. Because we've heard Dr. Maydon speak already many times to our consultation. So this time I will be asking different people to take the mic to give your opinions and your thoughts. And so we want to get a broader feel of all the CSO'S on Laos. Then maybe at the end you can say something. Okay friends, so I think it's free flow dialogue. So you can just ask your questions and then we jot it down after 2-3 questions. I'll get some people to answer and then we keep moving like that. Is that alright? Okay, so who wants to get us going? I see one. Can somebody pass the mic? Hello. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Good evening and good morning. We are excited to be in Laos next year. I am Ying from the LGBTIQ group, ASEAN Sochi Caucus, and there is a gossip running around that different groups and issues are not welcome to be discussed in Laos. But I want to hear from CSO'S like us, you, all of you. Are there any other issues you don't want to discuss? Because the voices of everyone should matter. And just so you know, even if you don't want Soji, we will be there. We will find a way. But we want it to be in a spirit of ACSC, APF, spirit of inclusivity, of non-discrimination. And this is our effort to reach out and for you not to discriminate against any issues. So we want to hear from CSO'S from Laos. What are those issues you don't want?
Okay.
And I hope there are none.
Thank you. Can you just hold the mic, then you pass it to the next person? I saw another hand. There's one here, sorry, Ging, on this end. Yeah.
There are a number of questions.
Yeah, that's nice.
Hi, my name is Debbie. I'm a Malaysian based in Thailand, working on Burma and ASEAN, including on Laos. I think for Dr. Maydon knows the issues, but I think some of you are here for the first time. So to be clear, actually, because of the letter that I think you all signed, which objected to a number of things, which asked us to delete references in the CSC APF statement. And the follow-up discussion, what we heard is that Lao CSO'S do not want us to talk about LGBT. We cannot talk about indigenous people.
Only hold.
We cannot talk about
Oh,
Sombath
you hold the
Somphone.
camera. Okay?
We cannot
Can you
talk
only
about
hold?
mega dam projects.
Only hold, not.
And we cannot talk about multi-party democracy. So this is the message that we got previously. That's why Ging is asking what you don't want to talk about. But first I want to ask, do you still have a policy to prevent discussion and inclusion on LGBT, on Sombath Somphone, on hydro dam, on development projects, on multi-party democracy, and on indigenous people? Do you still have that policy against that? And is there anything else you have a policy against? That's what we want to know.
Thank you. Another person. Okay, I see in the back first. Sorry, I'm giving privilege to my co-chair. This is really the very Malaysian style. This is your
In terms of the process, maybe it would be better to just to know whether everybody knows about the statement that we are talking about, including our other Laos friends. And actually, the organization actually one of the endorsement organizations of that letter. I think we need to make clear that.
Okay. So that's a good suggestion. Friends here, the fourth regional consultation, we were given a letter by Dr. Medan on behalf of 40 CSO, Laos CSOs. So we did not have the names, and we did ask Dr. Medan to give us the names. So Yap is suggesting first question to ask all of you, do you know about this statement? Basically the statement, if I remember correctly, Dr. Medan, it said that it had some reservations and disagreements about the APF final statement. Among that, I think already mentioned issue of indigenous, LGBT, Dr. Sombath Somphone, and so they don't agree that those things are in our statement. And it was signed by 40 CSOs. So the question by us here, do all of you know what we're talking about, this statement? Do you know what this statement?
Yes, we do. The statement about Sombath Somphone, there was that's prohibited about talking in Laos.
That is this one, yeah? So the resolution, this is what it's called. What's it in Laos? What's the translation? The English is Resolution of Laos CSO Meeting on ASEAN CSO Statement. What's the translation?
มันก็เป็นมติขององค์ประชุมเขาจัดของประชุม CSO ลาวเนาะได้รับทราบมติแล้วมีมติ
So
we just need to show hands of who.
yeah, so just a moment. So how many of you know about this statement? How many know about this statement?
No, for me it's not so clear.
No, okay. How many know? Yes? Yes? Yes, Lao NGO, yes. If you know about this statement?
I don't know it.
Don't know? Okay, you know?
No, I heard, but I don't
know
for sure.
Before, okay?
Yes.
No.
Heard but not clear.
Heard but not clear. But this side is yes, huh? Okay. How many can I see? So some of this side know about it. Yeah. So some know about it, some don't know. Okay. So this could be part of the 40 NGOs, is it? Because we still are waiting for the name of the 40 NGOs who have signed this statement. And do we have the names?
Nobody signed
the meet handwritten, but the members of the meeting who were there, the 40 NGOs were there. Is that name list available, because we were wanting to have who agreed to this? But I think some are here. The groups who take up the hand here, about 9 people are here. Okay, so this is just to inform all of you. We received this letter, and that letter said, you can have a look. It's here, yeah. And that letter said some of the things already mentioned. Sure.
I need translation.
Yeah.
Lao. ข้าพเจ้าในนามประธานการพันธมิตรเพื่อประชาธิปไตยในลาวที่เคลื่อนไหวเพื่อความเป็นสิทธิของประชาชนลาวเพื่อสิทธิมนุษย์เห็นว่าข้อตกลงทั้งหมดนี้ข้าพเจ้าในนามที่คณะของการพันธมิตรเพื่อประชาธิปไตยในลาวและคนลาวทั่วโลกที่รักความเป็นประชาธิปไตยบ่เห็นพ้องนำมติตรงนี้เพราะว่าพวกเราต้องการจะให้กล่าวเรื่องการหายสาบสูญของท่านสมบัติสมพร
Her name is Buddha, and she's explaining that on this statement, she's not agree because we want to know, we want to find out what happened to Dr. Sombath Somphone.
Okay, so that is one of the points in the statement. But as Dr. Menon said, it was agreed by 40 groups, so it's not this group, it's another list of 40. But it would be important for us to know who are the 40 participants or groups that agreed to this. But thank you for this. So, is it similar to the rest? You want to say something on this statement? Huh? No? Okay. All right. So that's the answer to Yap's question, that some know about it, some have heard, some disagree, and there's some who agree. Yeah? We've got about 10, 12 people here who agree.
Gerald,
yes.
I think maybe there should be translation all around, because I don't know if this conversation will be productive if there's no translation.
Let's continue the conversation. So this is one statement. So there's a specific question I think linked to the statement. If we come, when and if we come to Laos APF, what can we or can we not discuss? Because based on this statement, it was indigenous, LGBT, Sombath Somphone, and multi-party, plural multi-party democracy is something that we disagree. So are these things something we cannot discuss, or yes? So we heard the statement before from Dr. Medon, but I can invite open to others to also share with us your thoughts on this question. Anybody wants to? You want to? Yeah, the questions is now asked by King and Debbie.
Okay, on behalf of myself, my association, I want to respond to some of the first question is about Sombath Somphone. I have been working the whole from 2004 from the north to the south. I haven't heard about him, honestly. I'm the poorest of the poor. His organization is about Badet, as I heard from Myanmar APF. I got only Badet, but I haven't known about him, honestly. I can say in front of God, to him, for him. For others, totally. That's why, as I said in the whole CSO in Laos, if all the 9 countries only push him to be there, it's unjust. That is why, from the poorest of the poor people, comment on that.
Okay, thanks for your opinion. Just a moment, I'll just take a few more from this side and we'll get back to that side. Any more comments from this side you want to add? Can I ask somebody else? Because we want to get more people to speak. Somebody else? You want to say something? You want to say something?
I just wonder about the question that she mentioned. I just don't understand what this here that doctor said about the Sombath Somphone. They don't know about from the north to south. All we know that we saw in the CCTV in front of the police station, but how we don't know about what happened to him. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
I need translation. ข้าพเจ้าอยากตอบว่าเรื่องท่านสมบัติสมพรนี่เป็นเรื่องที่รู้กันดีที่สุดสำหรับคนลาวท่านสมบัติสมพรเป็นปัญญาชนคนดีของเราที่นำเป็นผู้นำพาแก่มวลชนในการพัฒนาประเทศเราช่วยประชาชนหลายท้องถิ่นจนได้รับรางวัลแมกเซไซ 2005 พวกเรารู้คุณงามความดีของเพิ่นและก็แม่นคนลาวที่แท้จริง
Dr. Sombath Somphone is one of the hero for Laos people, and he's got the award for Magsaysay in 2005, and he's well known to Laos community throughout the country and throughout the world for Laos community people.
Okay, anybody else from my friends at the end, you want to add something? You want to say something? Yeah, can you pass the mic? No? Okay. Yeah, okay. So we got two statements. One say not heard about him from the north to south, and two others have said that he's very well known and famous because of the Magsaysay Award, and they saw in the video clip. Yes, now we take a few more comments and questions from this side.
This is a comment directly related to the issue of Sombath Somphone.
Maybe just a name.
My name is Glenn Hunt. I worked in Laos for 10 years, and I was directly involved in the issues around Sombath Somphone at the time it happened. And I think if the gentleman doesn't know Sombath Somphone, that's fair enough. You know, I don't want to argue about that. But what I will say is that this committee, the organizing committee of the APF, really needs to consider this issue of Sombath Somphone, and should insist that this be, you know, something that can't be hidden under the mattress, because one of the reasons why Sombath Somphone was disappeared was because he was actively trying to help Lao civil society people who were under investigation, Lao civil society organizations who are under investigation as a direct result of holding the ASEAN-Europe People's Forum in Laos in September 2012. And you're about to repeat the same mistake. And if I had a question, I would say, how can you guarantee the safety of Lao people if you're going to be holding the APF there? And I have an email from Sombath Somphone a week before he was disappeared, saying he wanted to raise these issues about the investigations, about all the kerfuffles that went down after the APF, all the oppression and the intimidation of people who spoke out at the APF, because he wanted to determine whether or not Laos was in a position to hold the APF in 2016. A week later he was abducted. It seems to me very clear that Laos is not ready to hold the APF in 2016, and doing so would only endanger Lao people if they dared, which probably they wouldn't, to speak out about problems in their own country, which we all know exist. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Any others? I see one and I see two hands up.
I'm Corina Loba from the Southeast Asian Committee for Advocacy. My comment is in line with what he said. We have been conducting the ACSC APF for the last 10 years, and some from Lao have been participating with us. And these have been the partners of the regional organizations. But let us tell you that after Sombath Somphone disappeared, many of them have stopped coming because they are afraid for their lives. So we are not coming to Lao if you cannot assure the safety of our partners there, as well as the safety of other Southeast Asians who would like to discover your country and be in solidarity with you, but have no assurance that we will come out of Lao alive, and especially the safety of our partners. Some of them have disappeared voluntarily and don't want to engage with us. They don't answer our emails because they're afraid for their lives. They just send receipts that they have read our emails, but they refuse to to respond to us when we send them emails about engaging the ASEAN. So for us, that is an indication that there is great fear among your people. You must be the brave ones who can come here and speak to us, but there are many more who cannot come out of Laos anymore and speak to us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, actually, I'm this Smita from Biracial Working Group, Malaysia. My opinion is like, I really don't see, I don't really care whether you know Sombath or not. But I also don't know him, okay? But I know the issues surrounding Sombath. But my query is why are you objecting to people raising Sombath in the Laos APF? That's what I want to know. I don't want you don't need to advocate on Sombath's behalf, or but why are you preventing CSO'S coming into Laos to not talk about Sombath? That's my question actually. What is it you are fearing that we should not talk about Sombath?
Thank you. Anybody else? One more, then we'll get the feedback from you. Anyone else from the floor? Yes.
Hi, my name is Zach, Zach. I'm with the Alliance for Democracy in Laos, and also a young professional for democracy in Laos. This is kind of strange how people don't know about Sombath Somphone when this thing is going on for 2 years or more, and this is all over the world. So especially in Laos, you cannot deny that. But like everybody's saying here, you cannot deny anything but with that. But the reason I have a lot of things here, a lot about the Lao government, is why are they one-party government? And ASEAN here, the reason why we are here because they are multi-party government. So I think as we go on for ASEAN, I think we need to kind of see where everybody at and try to be, instead of communism, try to be democracy. And I think here we get a better place to live. This is my question, so thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we'll open up back to the panel of CSO'S here to say something on the issue of safety, and not whether you know or don't know, but it's a fact that there's a concern about the disappearance of Dr. Sombath. So if you don't know, it's fine, maybe you don't know, but why are you stopping others who want to take up the issue and blocking that issue being discussed? So two questions. So may I invite any CSO'S from Laos who want to give some comment or feedback on this? Any CSO'S there from Laos? Just I saw some hands there. Anybody want to respond? I'm just asking, yeah. Oh, but yeah, I'm just trying to get others first and I'll come back second round. Those who have not spoken, we need to listen to what you think and what you say. Yeah. CSO'S, you can speak in Lao and then we can get translated. Yeah.
เจ้าข้าพเจ้าแนะนำคนลาวคนหนึ่งเนาะที่ได้ยินหลายคนที่ได้เว้าถึงว่าท่านสมบัติสมพรเนาะว่าโบหายสาบสูญหรือว่าเวียนนั้นแต่บอกเฮากับคนลาวแนะนำคนลาวบอกเฮากับดีใจเสียใจคือกันที่ได้ยินแบบนั้นเนาะแต่ว่าเฮาเสียแนวใดทุกคนเฮาก็อยากให้ก็อยากต้องการให้สมบัติสมพรกลับมาและทุกคนลาวเฮาก็คือกันเนาะแต่ว่าเฮาเสียแนวใดเฮาบ่รู้ว่าเราอยู่ไสในหยังแนวใดมันถามว่าได้ฮู้เฮาก็เสื้อไทยต่อห้องนอนกับบูอันนี้ก็เสียใจด้วยกัน
I try to translate. I'm not English translator. She is expressed that actually we also talk about Sombath Somphone. We also love and miss him. Actually, we have no idea about him. If we know about him, we can share for you, and we also can ask you if any one of you can know him or that you can share for us as well.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Any other CSO? Yes, yes, moment. Here, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
need translator.
Yes.
I want to talk in Laos. Maybe some. For me สำหรับค่อยเนาะเรื่องที่ว่าการหายสาบสูญเรื่องเนี่ยเขาก็เล่ากันมาหลายคิดว่าอย่างว่าเรื่องอื่นเนาะคือว่าเรื่องอันว่าอยู่ลาวก็ปลอดภัยเนาะข้าพเจ้าก็เรียกกันตะกี้ก็เคยทั้งเฮ็ดนำรัดทั้งเป็นนักธุรกิจทำเรียกพัฒนามานี่ก็10 กว่าปีร่วมกับโครงการของต่างประเทศเนาะแต่ก็ข้าพเจ้าอยู่ลาวนี่รู้สึกว่ายานเนี่ยแล้วก็รู้สึกว่าปลอดภัยอยู่กับมายามคนไทยนักธุรกิจก็มาก็ไปซุมื้อนี้ธรรมดา
Okay. I forgot.
I am sorry. I would like another translator because I am a Thai and I can understand what she said and I disagree with the translation. Thank you.
Can we have volunteers?
Can you translate? Can you translate? Make it. Why not?
Yeah, I mean he's not a translator, so
Bonjour.
But I'm not quite sure that my English is good enough. So he mentioned that why we have to talk about all these issues. He has been working here in Laos like more than 10 years, right? He used to work for business sectors.
คิดว่าเป็นแปลบ่นั่นปานใดเนาะคือว่าบ่ภาษาอังกฤษก็บ่ไว้ใจภาษาอังกฤษตัวเองคือกันได้ไหมก็คือว่าค่อยเป็นคนลาวนะที่อยู่ลาวมาถึงทางนักธุรกิจทางเฮ็ดเวียกการพัฒนานี่10 กว่าปีแล้ว
He worked in Laos for more than 10 years for the government sectors, for business sector and private sector.
แต่ว่าเฉพาะงานพัฒนานี่10 กว่าปีบ่ไรละ
Especially for the development for more than 10 years or 20
เพราะฉะนั้น
years.
พวกงูนักธุรกิจเข้ามาลาวบอกพวกอันที่ว่าเป็นนักพัฒนาบอกคอยให้กับไทยแต่วงการต่างประเทศเข้ามาก็บ่เห็นว่าสิเป็นตะยานอย่างนั้นนะ
From his perspective,
แล้วก็สมือนี่ก็บ่คือเป็นตะยานอย่างนั้น
from many countries like from Thailand, Philippines are also feel secure to be in Laos to work in
เพราะว่าเรื่องกรณีท่านสมบัติก็ได้ยินอยู่ครับตัวเองก็บ่รู้จักอันนี้ก็ต้องได้รับนักรับผิดชอบคุณเป็นเว้าพวกเจ้าหน้าที่คุณอันนี้เขาก็บ่รู้แต่ว่าเขาเองแค่บ่รู้สึกยานแล้วก็หมู่กองที่มาก็บ่รู้สึกยานเนี่ย
He doesn't know a lot of information, all the clear information about that, so he will let the organization to explain.
คิดว่าถ้าทั้ง CSO นี่ย่านไปลาวนี่คิดว่ามันบ่มีเหตุผลเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวนี้นักท่องเที่ยวไม่อยากจะไปหลายแต่ว่าตัวนี้เรื่องนี้คือที่บ่ย่านของปลอดภัย
If CSO are afraid to go to Laos in terms of the feeling of insecure or insecurities, he said that it's not quite strong.
It's not quite a strong reason to feel insecure. Yeah.
Basically, there's no reason to be scared to go to Laos. It's not dangerous.
Okay. Thanks. So, can we? You have passed the test. Can we now ask you to be the official translator?
Yeah.
So.
It's not too difficult.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. Do you remember what she said just now? Automatic language skills. Thank you. Okay, you want to continue or is it okay? Yeah? Okay, so we'll continue. Yes. There's a mic. Yeah.
เดี๋ยวข่าวพระเจ้าขอ
Hold on, who's translating? You
เป็นภาษาลาวเนาะเพราะว่าอันนี้เนี่ยคือสำหรับข้าพเจ้าในฐานะคนลาวคนหนึ่งเนาะแต่ว่า เรื่องการหายสาบสูญไปของฐานสมบัติสมพรเนาะสำหรับข้าพเจ้านี่คิดว่าตามที่ฟังทานเป็นบอกว่าทานเป็นที่อยู่ในประเทศลาวเนาะเป็นว่าเป็นบ่รู้สึกว่าย่านกลัวหรือว่าบ่รู้สึกว่ามีหยังที่หายแห้งสำหรับอยู่ในประเทศลาวเนาะแต่ว่าการหายสาบสูญไปของฐานตัวสมบัติสมพรเฮาต้องคิดว่าเฮาในฐานะเจ้าของประเทศเฮามั่นใจว่าเฮาบ่มีความรู้สึกย่านหยังแต่สิ่งที่ทางสมบัติสมพรสุดท้ายสาบสูญไปอยู่ในประเทศลาวเนาะเฮาบ่สามารถที่สร้างความมั่นใจให้กับประเทศเพื่อนบ้านเนาะแต่สำหรับข้าพเจ้าคิดว่าเฮาสิเฮ็ดแบบใดสิในเมื่อว่าทางกับปฏิเสธว่าทางบ่ฮู้บ่เห็นเนาะแต่เฮาสิสร้างความมั่นใจให้กับต่างชาติหรือว่าทั่วโลกเขาแบบใดแล้วทางจะยืนยันได้บ่ว่าสิบ่เกิดขึ้นอีกในแบบว่ากรณีแบบนี้เนาะเข้าใจ
Hello? Okay. As not speak too good English, I'm going to translate to Laos for him. I mean, but as for the Laos citizen in Laos, if you in Laos and don't know what's going on in Laos as far as the Sombath Somphone goes, and how are you going to get safety for the neighboring country to go visit? You are Laos PDR, and if you looking at the as far as the people going to visit or to do APF in Laos, you cannot guarantee safety for people, and for that reason, why should we do it there? That's what he tried to say. So.
Okay, thank you. Any other? You want to add something? Yes.
ข้าพเจ้าอยากขอกล่าวควรเป็นจริงเรื่องท่านสมบัติสมพร
I would like to say something about Sombath Somphone.
ก่อนท่านสมบัติสมพรจะหายสาบสูญท่านสมบัติสมพรรู้ดีว่าท่านสมบัติสมพรได้เป็นประธานของกองประชุมมวลชนต่อกองประชุมSM อยู่ลาวและเพิ่นได้กล่าวเรื่องว่าเห็นพร้อมระบบการพัฒนาอยู่ในประเทศลาวโดยเฉพาะการทำลายธรรมชาติน้ำเทินทางการสปปลาวได้พยายามสกัดกั้นการเคลื่อนไหวของเพิ่นแล้วเพิ่นรู้สึกว่าบ่ปลอดภัยแล้วต่อมาก็เพิ่นก็ถูกหายสาบสูญซึ่งพวกเราได้เห็น CCTV เฝ้าได้เห็นความจริง
Before he disappeared from the TED TV, we all saw the news about how he was involving about the non-turn dam, and he was working, moving towards Sayaburi Dam at that time.
May I add to the translation?
Just moment, please.
You want to help translate now?
Yes.
พวกเราเข้าใจว่าทางการสปปลาวรัฐบาลสปปลาวพยายามสกัดกั้นบ่ให้คนลาวกล้าปากกล้าเว้าแล้วหลังจากท่านสมบัติสมพรหายสาบสูญเพิ่นปฏิเสธบอกผลสอบทั้งที่มีหลักฐานให้เห็นอยู่ใน CCTV และยังบ่พอเท่านั้นเพิ่นก็ยังห้ามบ่ให้คนลาวเว้าคู่คนลาวอยู่นอกประเทศอีกไผเว้าเรื่องท่านสมบัติสมพรจะบ่ให้วีซ่าเข้าประเทศลาว
At that time, after the news about Sombath Somphone disappearance, there's a news that coming out from the government saying that they don't see, don't hear about Sombath Somphone disappearance.
ทางการสปปลาวรู้ดีว่าท่านสมบัติสมพรนั้นหายสาบสูญเพราะว่าเพิ่นเป็นผู้เฮ็ดให้หายสาบสูญแต่บ่ยอมรับ
So the government knows something about it, but they just don't want to talk about it. That's about Lao people knows and understand.
Okay, I think there's a lot of discussion about Sombath Somphone, but there's still two more issues not discussed. Soji issue and indigenous and multi-party democracy. And then, so these are some of the issues that we say, can we talk about this? Yeah. Yes, I see 1, 2, 3, yes. Phil, there's a mic. I think just switch it on.
I don't know. I speak very loudly anyways. I mean, I think that the larger issue that there's concern about is the context of what happened and how this came about, particularly connected to the ASEAN People's Forum. That in fact, there was a consultation process. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs was part of that process. They went to the various different provinces, but that at the end of the day, when people came to the Vientiane event, something had changed. And there was a serious problem connected with people being there who were from state security, people feeling intimidated, people feeling that they wasn't safe. There were people shouted down or taken away, pushed out of the meeting. And the problem that we see is that this is not an environment that is amenable to meaningful participation from Lao civil society. There is a threat, there is intimidation.
This meeting you're talking about is about which meeting?
ASEAN meeting.
ASEAN People's
So
Forum.
this was the previous one.
This was the lead into the whole issue of Sombath, and everybody's talked about Sombath already, so I'm not going to talk about that, you know. But the issue is that there is a context that changed, and that is caused a fear. So, you know, if you don't have a platform for the Lao people to participate in a way that they're not afraid to do so, then that causes some fundamental problems for the operation of the People's Forum.
I saw another hand there and two here. So, can you? That might be.
I'm not sure that's working.
Just pass something.
I think for those, I'm Corina Lopa from the Southeast Asian Committee for Advocacy. For the Lao people who would like to organize an AEPF in Lao, you must understand that the AEPF is an open platform. It is a free platform. It is a citizens platform. It's not a government platform. We need to hear from you that you can assure that there will be openness. No one's going to tell us not to discuss anything. People must be able to go there and talk about anything, even if it offends other people. But it has to be a safe place as well. And we cannot feel any pressure from any government when we go there. So if you cannot assure us that they will not pressure you, that they will not intimidate us, then there's no reason for us to go. We must find another place that will give us that environment that we need to be able to get together and do the community building that we need to do. We don't want to deal with all these issues where you prevent us from talking, because that is the whole point of the exercise, that we come together to understand each other's problems and to work together in solidarity. So I think the burden is on you. You must prove to us that we should go to Lao, otherwise we are not coming.
I think just to add, can you we invited the first secretary of the Laos embassy in Kuala Lumpur to the last dialogue. And I think some of these questions were raised to him. I think similar, all the questions mentioned, and he did not answer. He said, "I will take it down and get back to Capital and get back to you." But we've not heard anything since then. So I think I'm trying to link to the context of how to, the ball is in the court of the government and in Laos and yourselves to give us more information, to build the confidence that people are convinced that this is not what's going to happen after the experience of ASEM, and how then we can help us take steps to move forward. So I think that's probably the background of all this discussion. Over to you.
I just wanted to comment quickly on the lady's remark about Sombath Somphone. In fact, he never worked on Nampton 2. I should know because I was one of the main people on the ground working on Nampton 2 in 2005-6-7. He also never worked on Sayaburi Dam. I don't think we should, make up stories about Sombath Somphone to say he was some radical activist. He wasn't. He was a development worker. He was a community worker. He never did anything threatening to the government. There was no reason to abduct him, except for the fact that when the international partners decided to hold the APF in Laos, and when Lao people were endangered, that he went to their assistance. And a man who was very highly respected, who won the Human Rights Award of ASEAN, if that can happen to him, then it can really happen to anyone.
Right. Thank you. I see a hand at the back, just behind you. Then someone.
I'm Isaac from Myanmar. I'm a Captain Committee member. I'm reflecting myself when my friends here are talking about Sombath. Actually, he's my friend too. At the same time, we are discussing about whether it is safe for all participants, not only from outside Laos and also from Laos. If we organize the APF next year, this is what I see what we are discussing about. Of course, in that sense, we have to respond. We have to deal with three very important issues. And at the same time, I'm also reflecting myself that what the Lao APF National Committee has the idea that what is your condition that you want. Actually, now we are discussing next APF will be inside Laos or outside Laos. So what will be your gain and lose? No? So what is pros and cons? Actually, I would like to hear your perspective, and it's very important that you mentioned that APF, I was there. So actually, we as a civil society coming from the democratic countries, we already, we are something where sometimes it's very unfriendly with those kind of situations. So it might create that is some threat to our friends living inside the country. Because I come from Burma, very repressive experience. I understand very well the situation. So it's, I really still respect the perspective of your Lao Civil Society committee. You are responsible. I understand whatever I talk about here because I come through. I went through that experience. 10 years under repressive NGO. So what we in Myanmar experience, we understand. I understand very well what is allowed, what is not allowed. And at the same time, for us still, how to engage with that limited situation. It's very, working on the fence, this side, that side. So I'd like to ask the perspective of our national community. What's your idea for that?
This person, mic can come to Sunita.
Sunita from Migration Working Group. I just remembered something that you mentioned during your the regional preparation meetings. You mentioned that the Laos government is agreeable to organize the APF. And we found that very peculiar because the APF is done by the civil society. The government doesn't have to give you approval to do the APF. Even here, we just did the APF and then we told the government, hey, we're doing the APF. That's it. So the fact that you came and told us that the Laos government is giving you approval to do the APF itself set some alarm bells ringing with us. And I actually want to know, is it you who's going to do the APF? If you are going to do the APF, then you shouldn't be placing any restrictions on the CSO'S to speak what we should speak and not. If it's the government that is doing the APF, then it cannot be called a People's Forum at all. You cannot use that name. The ASEAN People's Forum cannot be used by the government at all.
Okay, one here. Oh yeah, please.
let me talk. Let me say in Lao language, and then I will ask my colleagues to translate in English language. So maybe it's okay or not, but try to understand. เจ้าขอบใจเนาะที่ว่าเพราะว่าคิดว่าในเซสชั่นนี้คิดว่าเป็นเซสชั่นหนึ่งที่ว่าเว้าเกี่ยวกับว่ากองประชุมปีหน้าสิได้จัดเวลาบ่เนาะที่ว่าเป้าหมายตัวนี้เนาะแต่อยู่ในหันว่า
As far as I understand, this section is mainly talks about the issue that we'll be covering in the next APF.
แต่ว่าก็ดีใจแล้วที่ว่าพวกเขามันทุกคนเป็น CSO ที่ว่าเป็น CSO นึงที่ว่ามีความเคลื่อนไหวในการช่วยภาครัฐบาลเนาะที่ว่าพวกเขามันทุกคนเป็น CSO เพราะว่าขับเคลื่อนที่ไหนให้ประชาชนอยู่ดีมีแห่งทางด้านสิทธิมนุษย์ทางด้านอย่างต่างๆเนาะที่ว่าเป็นการดีที่สุด
I appreciate that all CSO here are very active in bringing development and welfare to the life of people in ASEAN.
แต่ว่าสิ่งที่ว่าภาคภูมิใจที่สุดก็เป็นพวกเขากับหาได้คำพูดที่ว่าสมบัติสมพรเนาะเพิ่นก็เป็นที่ว่าเป็นนักพัฒนาที่ดีที่ว่าช่วยเหลือทั้งคนลาวและกับหมู่เพื่อนร่วมอาเซียนหรือว่าต่างชาติเนาะ
The most impressive thing that I acknowledge is that Mr. Sombath Somphone is the development activist that our CSO recognize and have been working with him.
แต่ว่าจังใดก็ตามเนาะตัวนี้กับบ่แม่นว่าพวกเขาที่ว่า CSO นี่จะเป็นผู้มาเกี่ยวข้องเกี่ยวกับตัวนี้เนาะฉะนั้นมันก็มีว่าทางภาคส่วนที่เกี่ยวข้องคิดว่าส่วนตัวเนาะภาคส่วนที่เกี่ยวข้องเป็นเจ้าก็เป็นหน้าที่ของเราแต่ว่าในบนนี้อยากให้เฮามาว่าปี2016ลาวที่ได้จัดหรือบริจัดอันนี้ก็อยากให้ว่าตัวนี้เลยเนาะเพราะว่าตัวเรื่องต่างๆหันก็ถือว่าเพราะว่า for ตัวนี้ movement discussion about 5 topic that we discuss right now. Sorry.
He said he would like to let the issues of Mr. Sombath Somphone to be the responsibility of the concerned organizations because they work on investigation. They will be the most suitable organization to work on this issue. So for us is to discuss about the topic that will be talked in the 2016 APF.
เพราะว่าเดี๋ยวนี้มันเฮามานั่งมันเฮาเป็น CSO เนาะที่ว่ามาว่าปีหน้าปี2016ลาวได้จัดบ่หรือบ่ได้จัดก็ขึ้นน้ำมันเฮาฉะนั้นก็มีแต่ว่ามันเฮามาเว้าตัวนี้เนาะว่าเฮาสิได้เป็นบ่ได้เป็นอันนี้ก็ขึ้นน้ำ CSO มันเฮามาทุกคนเนาะมีความเห็น
So the main issues from today's meeting is that we discuss about whether Laos is suitable to be the host of APF in 2016. So it depends on you guys to decide.
แล้วก็ถ้ากลับคืน wait okay we are the same equal yep you are genderเกี่ยวกับถ้าหากว่าเนาะถ้าหากว่าเขามาว่าเรื่องว่าประเทศมีความสงบบ่ประเทศมีปลอดภัยอย่างบ่ทุกประเทศอาเซียนหรือว่านี่มีความปลอดภัยแล้วก็บางอย่างก็มีว่ามีการยกกระเป๋ากันบ่อันนี้บ่ปลอดภัยอันนี้ก็ขึ้นแต่นำสถานการณ์อย่างต่างๆแต่ว่าทุกคนแม่นอยู่คิดว่าเนาะที่ว่าอันนั้นคิดว่าแม่นเฮ็ดเรียกตามภัยลาวก็คิดว่า10%อาเซียนนี่ก็ปลอดภัยเนาะ
He thought that every countries in ASEAN are very secure.
แล้วก็ภายใต้การร่วมมือของภายใต้การร่วมมือของ CSO เมื่อทุกคนนี่แหละว่าประเทศที่ไหนครับประเทศ
What is the last word? Very secure. Have the security.
Very secure. Public safety.
ไม่ละ sorry เดี๋ยว ฉะนั้นคิดว่า10ประเทศอาเซียนจนว่าบ่มีวีซ่าเนาะเดี๋ยวนี้บ่มีวีซ่าผู้ใดเข้าออกไปทั้งใดก็ได้หมดโดยว่าบ่ได้รับวีซ่าโดยว่าทุกคนไปตามระเบียบตามกฎหมายมีอย่างต่างๆของแต่ละประเทศวางไว้ฉะนั้นถ้าว่าผู้ใดไปแนวใดก็ถ้าว่าไปดีก็เจอมีแต่สิ่งดีๆถ้าว่าไปแนวบ่ดีก็อันนี้มันก็ขึ้นแต่ละสภาพเนาะครับ
He raised the example of the visa exemptions in ASEAN that you can go to or 10 members countries without apply for visa. So it signifies that the security happens here.
Okay, that's your perspective on security, yeah? Okay, but it doesn't answer the questions that was asked, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the questions on the table. Many direct questions on. So we're going to ask the CSO'S from Laos. Anybody wants to add anything? Yes.
Yes. I think it's today talk about the Laos situation from the Mr. Sombath disappearance. But I want to everybody to listen for the output CSO meeting in March 10 and 11. This is a consensus from the national civil society in there. Maybe it's phone for.
No, we've seen the statement. Now the people have asking directly, so you don't need to read the statement again. Is it true that Soji, you cannot discuss Soji issues, you cannot discuss indigenous issues, you cannot discuss Sombath Somphone, you cannot discuss multi-party democracy? Is it true? Very straight question. So yes or no, we cannot discuss. We go to Laos, are we not allowed to discuss these 5 issues or 6 issues? Can you answer that? Can you answer that?
Yes.
I will.
The question. Understand the question? No. The question is, I can teach you now. อย่างนี้มีคนเล่าว่าอยู่ลาวเนี่ยเขาเล่าประชาชนบ่ได้เล่าเรื่องอินเตอร์บ่ได้เล่าเรื่องนั้นพันหลายบ่ได้แม่นแท้บ่
Related to the democracy,
right?
I think look for the they prefer to Lao English first and English because my colleagues want to know some Lao English. เรื่องความภาษาที่เป็นต่างกันบ้านเขามันเกิดขอบเขตเนาะบ่เป็นเสรีทั่วอย่างที่เฮ็ดเนาะแต่ว่าภาษาที่เป็นต่างเขานี่มันมีขอบเขตภายใต้กฎหมายของประเทศเขาทุกอย่างใครเฮ็ดผิดก็คือผิดตามที่ก็ต้องได้ว่าเป็นเรื่องกฎหมายคนลาวก็ต้องได้ว่าเป็นเรื่องกฎหมายคือ
What he said is that the democracy in Laos is it's restricted.
Limited by law.
Limited by law.
This mic is not very strong.
But there's no more about Sombath Somphone. There's no more about indigenous people and whether they.
Yeah. We haven't come to that. That's the first point. This is on democracy. The other point about indigenous and Soji, can they? They haven't got to that. Yeah, going one by one.
Yes. It's coming.
Okay, I can talk about indigenous people. Actually, I don't see any indigenous people in Laos. Because all the Lao people who are inside the Lao land are all equals. Unless, remember, because
some people are more equal, yeah?
As I said to you that because of you are thinking different from my thinking. That is the gap between us.
Yes, we are.
Pardon? I'm in the top of the mountain. Where you say I am the indigenous people?
On which planet?
Pardon?
No, okay. I think we don't need this. Just a moment. I think we don't have this conversation. We don't need your comments. You can write it down if you have so much to express. When he finishes, then you can take the mic again. Huh? So he says there's no indigenous people. We've had this conversation before.
Sir,
yes.
The question is yes or no. How simple is that?
Yeah.
Why are we answering so around the thing?
No, but he's answering there's no indigenous people, so he's answering there's no need to discuss. Yeah. Yes.
Very quick comment.
Yeah.
You know, I spent 5.5 years in southern Laos working with.
I'm convinced you worked very long time in
indigenous
Laos.
people. I worked with indigenous people, and I worked with people that self-identified as indigenous.
What are the name of the community? Some community?
No, I'm not going to tell you the name of the community because they'll be persecuted.
but if it's public knowledge, how?
No, the idea of indigenous person, there's no definition in UN DRIP.
No,
it's
I'm
about
trying to say that there's a gap because you say self-identification. He has no knowledge of the concept.
He is saying that there is no indigenous people in Laos, and that's his opinion. And,
Yeah,
and
so
I'm
exactly.
saying, well, that's one man's opinion, and he says that because the government of Laos says there are no indigenous people.
Correct,
It's the multi-ethnic group, right? Everybody's equal. This is the Communist Party line. But I have met and worked with people who self-identify as indigenous. They call themselves indigenous people. And if you look at the generally accepted, understanding of what an indigenous person is, if somebody identifies as indigenous, then they are indigenous. So the fact that I know people in Laos who call themselves indigenous means actually there are indigenous people in Laos. It's as simple as that.
What's that?
It's a same conversation again, and I'm not hearing anything new. What is important to know now? Yes, we know what is your stand and position on these. I think by now we know what's your position and stand on indigenous issues, on LGBT, social issues, Sombath Somphone. That's not the question here. The question is, regardless of your position, okay, on these issues in the context of Laos, okay, within the context that you're working on, can we, the people of ASEAN, if we come to Laos next year for the APF, and if I want to identify myself as a lesbian or an indigenous person, will I have a safe space to talk about my identity, my issues? I think that is the question that we really want answered. Okay, that's the main one. I mean, I would actually also want to know if there are others within Laos who would want to raise these issues. Would they be able to do it without persecution? Okay, that's what we want to know. We don't want to hear any more your justification on the issues. Yes.
Okay, so
actually, I already asked the question that what is your idea? Because we raised this issue, this talking about the safety of yours and safety of us, and what is your direct response? The question is, you still really want to organize APF next year in Laos? This first. In which condition this will be? And then still we are again this issue. So please answer. Do you still want to organize EPF next year in Laos, or you want to organize EPF outside Laos? This is the first question. Then we can discuss. We can.
Actually, we are finding the answer to your question to organize one, but the substance of whether in organizing it means it's a free space, it's a secure space, and there won't be threat to people who organize it. So that will help inform our decision.
Not government.
Yeah. So I think, yes, Dr. Menon just told me, he said, that's the core of the issue that we need to answer now if you want to handle the APF. So I think we've heard the statement, the issues already highlighted. So this is a concern of, it seems, many NGOs here and many people who are not here about having an APF in Laos. One is, what are we allowed to, is it a free space to articulate, to talk different people's issue? Doesn't matter if you agree or don't agree, but is that a safe space? Is that space a secure space for the people coming in, and also secure for the organizers and won't be a threat to their liberty and life? And so these are the two big questions that.
And particularly also the case of allow people who want to come in and express ideas that may not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean it's generally, yeah, maybe that's
Civil society organized, not government.
Okay, so just hold on, we'll take these two questions, whether they can answer, and if we can answer this, then we can take this who's going to organize it. Is it governments organizing or real civil society? And whether Laos people from outside Laos, is that your question, Phil? And inside. Yeah, that's already the second question. It's already there. Okay. So what do you all think? We are basically saying we're not sure and we don't have the confidence. Do you think you have the answers now? The first question, is it a free space for us to come and discuss and talk anything without any fear?
Okay, to the end. First of all, somebody, you know, building everybody. My name is Dr. Milo. My background is from France. I had my doctorate in chemistry. So excuse me for my poor English. I think our session today, the program, the main one is the APF in Laos. We have problem with the Lao language. English, of course, but please try to understand my poor English, okay? There are many questions concerning the security, right? In my point of view, when you go to Laos, the Laos police, the Laos immigration, never ask, who are you? Never ask, are you LGBT? Never ask, you are indigenous people.
No, Madam, just to because he's answered this before, just to go straight to the next point, it's not that they will ask the immigration, we are now inside, can we discuss and talk freely in the APF?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Concerning the APF, some people ask not concern the government, right? It's concern APF.
Yeah.
We.
Can you speak into the mic?
We, I mean 10 state committee, join together and form a kind of ASEAN CSO, right? The ASEAN CSO should take the lead. We have to design what kind of thing to do in the APF in our area. Not the government. And the last year, so we should follow the ASEAN principle and how to say the best practice of the custom of ASEAN. Right? But we have to consult the government who should protect us. The Laos police come.
General, can you give him that mic?
They should come and assure the security for us. The same thing. That's why we have asked the government, we ask the police to help us, to assist us, to protect us, to facilitate us. We have to ask the government some portion of the budget, I think, like in Malaysia and in Malaysia also. That's why after we undertake the meeting last month on the 10 to 11, I think, we undertake the CSO meeting at the national level. We reached the consensus that the Lao CSO are willing and ready to be the boss of APF 2016. But if we, the ASEAN CSO, are not comfortable, we have to listen from you. What is the main things, the main issue? As I understand that every people concerned about security, right? So if you ask the government to confirm that nobody, to confirm that the security, how to say, 100% security, right? I think the government cannot ask to do. Because it depends the activities, let's say, of everybody, right? For the last time I said the good people, right?
Don't say it. Because the last time you said there's a lot of reaction. Don't say it.
For the good people, I think no problem.
Saying it again.
Who decides?
Okay, that Dr. Medon, that meeting that was called last time, was that called by the government? The meeting when you met all the NGOs?
I have explained. After the meeting, right? After the consensus that the Lao CSO are ready to host the APF 2016, we approach the government. First, we approach the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We approach the Ministry of Mohad.
Okay, so we get it. You had a meeting on your own, and then you meet the government. Okay.
We never say that we ask the agreement from the government.
Okay. So, like 2016, we come up with a statement like this. How would it be? Would your government be happy? Would the Lao CSOs be comfortable? Or you will come up with another statement like the one you came up with last time?
Or will they disappear?
Or more seriously, will there be impact on the organizers and there will be disappearance? This is our question, because even now when it is in Malaysia, this statement, you have a strong reaction on our statement that is organized in Malaysia about Sombath is one issue, but many other issues you say you're not comfortable. How are we going to be more comfortable when we are going to bring the same issue? I'm so sure this APF here will bring this same issues or even more into Laos. So if you get this statement in the Laos APF 2016, what is going to happen? You are going to be in trouble because your government does not agree with this. Because you said Laos people are no indigenous. So it's going to be a serious problem for you and your team.
Thank you for putting us. But you know, the statement is come from 10 countries, not from the Lao CSO. Normally, the statement should be a kind of working paper, like last time. We dispute every government have this paper already. I understand that in Lao PDR, this statement, the government sent to the how to say institution of affairs to study. Then, of course, the government should have some reflection, like the last CSO. I don't know if you said or not. So I followed. The main objective of the statement is for what we would like to point out mistake or something wrong, right?
Yeah. So
the government should
we know the concept of a statement. Now we're trying to ask whether we can do it or not in the next APF. Yes, Glenn.
ขอโทษเนาะขอใส่ภาษาลาวคำถามเนาะข้าพเจ้าอยากคำถามอาจารย์เนาะสมมติว่าเนาะAPF อยู่ในลาวก็เขียนเอกสารแบบอยู่ในมาเลเซียนะอาจารย์คิดว่าสิ่งนี้ปัญหาของประเทศลาวของลาว CSO ของลาวมีบ่
เจ้าคิดว่าคือสิเป็นแบบอะไรบ่มีหยัง
บ่มีปัญหาไงมีปัญหาข้าจันถ้าว่าบ่มีปัญหาเป็นยังเป็นเดี๋ยวนี้เสนอหลายอันนะเฮ็ดเขียนตัวนี้บ่ได้เขียนอันนั้นบ่ได้เป็นยังว้าว
แม่นไผว่าเขียนบ่ได้แม่นไผว่าบ่ได้
เอกสารตัวนี้ก็เขียนเลยว้าวเกี่ยวกับสมบัติสมพงษ์ก็เขียนบ่ได้ indigenous เขียนบ่ได้
Many people have seen the misunderstanding of the Lao CSO resolution. Yes, we have some reflection about the Sombath Somphone paragraph. We propose before this, the drafting committee put Lao PDR inside. Myself, I interview. No need to put Lao PDR because we have 10 countries, but the many page, no other name, no other name of the other country, only Lao. But if the good things, it's okay. But this case, discredit the Lao people, or they use the reputation of the Lao people. So the drafting committee and the steering committee agree they take out the Lao PDR. Thank you very much.
So basically he said that he doesn't think there would be a problem if there's a statement come out like this. There's an direct answer to your question. He doesn't believe there's going to be a problem. None of them believe there will be a problem if the statement comes out like that.
So I propose to delete the name of the people, personal of the individual. I don't say Sombath Somphone. I propose the general context, general technique to write the statement.
เดี๋ยว propose ซื่อๆเนาะถ้าว่าคนอื่นบ่สนใจก็บ่สนใจก็ได้คำคิดของ
I propose to delete Sombath Somphone and say the general
แต่ว่าไอ้ก็คิดว่าหลายคนก็บ่เห็นดีปานใดแต่บ่มันหยังเนาะ
If you would like to maintain Sombath Somphone, please add another name. Outside for example, Thailand, because now many people read this paragraph. For instance, some alien.
I have one last question that still hasn't been answered. ข้าพเจ้าเข้าใจว่าถ้าว่าคนต่างประเทศกับภายเราก็คือสิบ่มีปัญหาข้าพเจ้าก็คิดว่าบ่มีปัญหาคือกันอยู่ APF ก็บ่มีปัญหาหยังเนาะแต่ว่าข้าพเจ้าก็ย่านว่าถ้าว่าคนเราก็ว้าวอยู่ในประชุมคือมีอยู่ APF ก็ว้าวเกี่ยวกับปัญหาอยู่ในลาวรัฐบาลของเราบ่เห็นดีมันสิมีปัญหาของผู้ว้าวมันมีปัญหาของCSO ของผู้ว้าวไอ้คิดอย่างไร
Translation?
I'm trying to get very clearly to the issue of, like, I don't actually believe there's going to be a problem for foreigners going to Laos. The government would be silly to do anything. The problem is related to whether Lao people who speak out in a session at the APF would be in danger.
Yep. So you asked him that.
Yeah, I asked him that directly.
You have the answer?
Yes. My understanding is the Lao government never said that they want to hear the name of some support. That is right.
No. This is question.
สมมติว่าหนูอยู่ในกระทรวง APF ที่หนาหนูถ้าว่ามีคนลาวบอกว่าเกี่ยวกับปัญหาอยู่ในลาวนั่นคือว่ามีประเด็นหลายคนก็มีปัญหาของประชาชนว่าแบบนี้ว่าเกี่ยวกับพิษกับนโยบายของรัฐบาลลาวนี่คิดว่ามีปัญหา no problem เป็นยังมี problem อยู่ APF แต่ว่าอย่างนี้พวกนี้อันใดเปลี่ยนอยู่นะ
It is the reflection. That is the liberty, is the freedom.
The last solution we have reflection. Why not?
So you are convinced that nothing will happen to the local CSOs if the CSOs come to our workshop and discuss about Sombath at the APF 2016, and then we go home, we say goodbye, and will they be safe or will they face investigation and more serious issues?
And I would just, if you do agree that you think there won't be a problem, I dispute that. Because at the APF, which was at a time when Laos was even more open than it is now, when a villager got up and spoke about the problems with land concessions in the land session, 20 minutes later, she was accosted by a deputy general of someone in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and told that she was lying, and to the point where she burst into tears in the middle of an international conference. And following that, there was an investigation of her, there was an investigation of the NGO she was working for, there was an investigation of her family in her hometown. And that was totally unacceptable. And the actions I see from the Lao government from that point until now is that actually the Lao government has become more oppressive and intransigent than it was in 2012. And I can't see how you can possibly think you can guarantee the safety of Lao people at the APF in 2016.
Okay, we'll just take your question, your comment here.
No, I just want to have a comment. I think that's, we have heard a lot of questions and concerns. Yeah, so I'm from Vietnam. And all the questions and concerns I think are very reasonable. But it seems to me that some of questions may be out of capacity of our CSO friends here to answer, especially when they have very few. For example, if we are secure there when we come to Laos and so on and so forth. And I think that if we continue this way, it's maybe an unending non-stop discussion. So my suggestions, maybe another way of running, can we let our Laos friends know how we want the APF to be organized next year in Laos, what we want to be discussed there. For example, we want the APF to be organized by the people. We want to discuss about Sombath Somphone, we want to discuss about indigenous people and so on. And then we let our Laos friends to collect all these ideas and they have back home meeting among themselves and they will let us know if all our requests, our wish is acceptable for Laos, and then we can decide how we can go further. I think that may be more practical within a very limited time. That is my suggestion.
Yeah, I see Gus and
I want to hear actually from the lady beside you what she thinks about all of those questions. Is it possible for national CSOs like you, and she's not based in Laos? Oh, okay. So that's what. Taking off from what Corina was also saying about our partners inside Laos who has been attending APF, ACSC from long before, are no longer here, have no longer responded to our emails, etc. It just shows that an APF, ACSC to to be organized there will not have those locals who will have even the courage to go there. So even if we all go from Southeast Asia to Laos, we won't have those partners with us there because it would be safe to assume that they would not feel safe to come, especially because of what happened to Sombath after APF. So Juan's proposal to do that is, yes, it may sound practical, but I think the issue is already very clear, the divides are clear. We just have to decide as APF, ACSC, 2015, if we want to help organize an ACSC, APF, with those who claim that they are the NOC, APF, ACSC, Laos themselves. I think that is what we should decide among ourselves first.
Yes, thanks.
Yes, I want to dispute for the lady answering for the Lao, because I don't think that's appropriate, because I think they should answer that to themselves. As far as answering for the APF, you know, it had to come from the Lao. My thing is, a lot of questions asking, but most of the thing is going back home and bring it back. You know, when the Lao government bring somebody here, can they bring somebody smart a little bit, please? Because they need to have somebody that's translator. They need to have somebody that know what they're doing, come over here, not just going back home and trying to answer later. That's not acceptable. That's my question. Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie.
Okay, I can understand where Ms. Van is coming from in terms of her recommendation. However, Dr. Madam and other people here have participated in all the previous 4 regional consultation meetings, during which we very clearly raised these issues. In the last regional consultation meeting, we spent almost half a day talking about Laos, raising our concerns, especially in response to the letter put out by the 40 CSO'S. Now, by this time, someone of Dr. Maidam's caliber and the other friends who have been involved in that discussion, if they really wanted to host the APF, they would by now have already organized and come and said, okay, we know you have said your position and this is what we can do. So asking to stretch out the process again and say go again and go again is not going to be very productive, because it takes time for us as a process to start preparing for the next APF. And APF, it's a process, it takes time. So if we just keep on dragging on and on and on, we cannot move forward in terms of how we design. We cannot make a decision. So I do not want to be in a situation where we have this discussion again. We have had this discussion several times. It is time for us to be quite clear about where we are going. We should make a decision today. And I hope that decision is not to delay the decision.
Just for those who are not there, you have an extra comment?
No, I mean, well.
Is it yes or no?
Yes, of course.
I was surprised that there's no comment from Phil, but go ahead.
I think the comment is, I mean, from our perspective in terms of what we do in our work, we always work with different groups of people in different places. And one of the precepts we have is, of course, to ensure that people whose rights have been violated, that we're interviewing or doing research with, that they don't come to harm as a result of our actions. And my concern here, frankly, is that if we hold this APF in Laos, that there's going to be harm caused to Lao people who are going to try to put their hand up and want to talk about dams. They're going to want to talk about forest concessions on the Lao-Vietnam border. They're going to want to talk about Chinese investment encroaching in the north. And these are topics that the Lao government is not comfortable to talk about and retaliates against persons who do so. And so we're potentially leading on, not necessarily the Lao CSOs in this room, because I think they know what they're in for here, but I think some of the communities and the villages and the people who, during the during the Asia-Europe People's Forum, when they had these first ever sort of public hearings to talk about their problems, all of a sudden thought that there was something different happening and they could raise their voice. Well, it hasn't turned out that way. So I think we have a responsibility also to allow civil society, both formal and informal, to make sure that whatever decision we take doesn't cause them harm.
Yeah, I think that point is made. Okay, just to update those who are not there at the fourth consultation, there's a decision taken at that discussion that we made a decision not to make a decision about whether to take APF to Laos, because we don't have the confidence, we don't have the information and the replies we needed in order for us to say yes, let's go there. So that's the decision that's standing now. So there's no decision there for a handover happening at this phase. And I think that this conversation is continuing from the last time. We're still not getting information, as you say, we've had so many rounds of this. So as it is, that decision is still standing based on the big group of 110 people at the last. So that's the background for those who are not there. Maybe a final comment from anyone here? Any final comments before we want to try to bring this to closure? Yes. Yeah. You want to add something?
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. On behalf of the Lao CSO, I reconfirm that we willing and ready to host the APF next year. But if all of you are not comfortable, never mind. We respect the majority, we respect the order. But my question, if all of us don't want to organize the APF in Laos,
Well, is to decide what's raised and host the next APF, and whether Timo or not. But and then Jia said to give the reasons of why you are not confident that we are going. We can do it there. So is that the proposal on the house now? More proposals?
But also to be very clear that, I think it has to be clear that in our recommendation that it's not just based on concerns for the safety of human rights defenders and local human rights defenders and the issues, the lack of space or the lack of guarantee to freely discuss the key issues and name them, but also that in the months that this has been debated, there has not been a satisfactory response.
Okay. So I think it's all just adding and building and building. So I think we can stop there. If there's nobody else, yeah.
Our Lao friends okay with the suggestions?
I don't know what to say, but I just say according to my feeling. Because in my time of working with the organization, they have very good standard. And I say I have no experience. Why you don't open opportunity for me to learn? And then the organization, the chief of the, okay, you are the first. We will let you to learn and to study. So I get that. I'm very happy today. And that's my lesson learned. And I think that if we are so strict on standard or principle on guideline, without consideration, opportunity, young, or others aspects, that is very hard for each one of us. So I will say this is my last word. Thank you.
The others?
Yes. As I said, if you, all of you, don't want to us to be the host, please tell us earlier. If we tell us, okay, you can organize the APF in Laos, 1 month or 2 months, we cannot accept. Never mind, I confirm that if you decide, if you don't agree for us to be the host, never mind, we respect. That is democracy, right?
So it's a believer of democracy.
Well, if we have no this, no that, how are we gonna do the APF then? So the reason of the APF is all about democracy, freedom to speak, freedom to talk, freedom to religion and all, right? So if we have no this, no that, that's a no-no. So that's the whole point about it, the APF. So for me, I agree with everybody here. They shouldn't do that over there because if there's no right to speak, I mean, what's the point? That's all about APF. That's my thing. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Mari. I'm with Alliance for Democracy. And for those of you there, I'm in this Laos CSO on this side. No more mind. And I would say, if the ASEAN rejected you, don't take this opportunity as a look at it for a positive way. Okay, don't make it such a negative way. Why is that? Because you're gonna learn from it. This is the time that then you're gonna go back and learn and see and list it out what's the plus side, what's the negative side, positive or negative. So you learn from that, and then maybe after 2018 or 2018 or 2017, I mean, along with all of those, you have the chance. This is the opportunity for you to learn and fix the problem, and let your government know what they have done wrong. If they have done right, I'm sure ASEAN organization will approve, and you will hold the ASEAN civil society. Thank you.
Okay, I'm really in two minds about taking a proposal here to the APF. I'll tell you why. Because this is setting a precedent on a country which has a bad human rights record. Now that means that every time we want to organize APF, we have to be critical, honest, and courageous to decide to keep postponing the APF in many other countries. Because we've been organizing APF in all other countries, even in Brunei, without having such discussions. So now I'm asking you, if you are making a position on not having the APF in Laos, then it's a good standard setting for us, but we benchmark ourselves so high, I'm quite sure that the other countries that come next after that, well, I don't know whether they can qualify or automatically disqualify. What's the reasoning for disqualification for hosting of a people's forum? Because if the concern is to teach them, the government, as you say, to learn and to educate, I'm not sure that's going to happen with us not being there. I'm not sure it's going to happen. If the only concern is the security and safety of the people there, then we say it's a safety and security. We want to organize, but not do a rejection and say we want to do it in Timor very far. So just do it somewhere else. We need to still make it an APF Laos, but maybe around Laos. So it's still APF Laos, but not in Laos. To frame it differently, rather than do what I'm hearing you say, reject APF in Laos because they don't qualify. Because I really believe none of our countries really, many of our countries are in serious, deep trouble. I really think Malaysia is in serious, deep trouble too. Actually, many things you have said in the last 2 weeks qualify you to be charged under the Sedition Act. I'm serious. It's just that because the chairmanship holds and nobody's recording, I mean, you'll all get away, you'll go home fine. But that law, the super oppressive law, is in place now. But I've not heard you attack us the way you've attacked Laos or other countries. And I understand the issue of Sombath. I understand the danger on human rights defenders. So I want to say, if we make a decision, it has ramification and implication for future APF. And I think we should then stick by that framework, and then I think it's fair. But we cannot make that decision without a long-term thinking by making a decision now to reject APF. So I'm more comfortable to keep the decision not to go to APF as a no decision like what was decided there, and just keep it floating, because that essentially means no APF in Laos at this point. But maybe get a group and whoever's involved, interested parties, to study the implication of such a decision of this nature. I think which is good benchmarking. And maybe there's no need for APF qualifying for a summit process. But I think let's do that as a serious exercise and activity. But I don't think we should be flippant about rejecting a people's forum in a country, and then next round just go and we qualify because a few NGOs are strong can do it. So I'm just asking a larger question on how for us to be consistent for the next 10 rounds. Because I really seriously think you should be taking our government to task much more in Malaysia. We are in serious trouble the last few days. I really need you all to take our issues up. Not to say Laos is serious, but just putting all our cards opening up all our cards for that same scrutiny. So that's my only question. That's why I'm saying I'm half and half. How do we make a proposal that will help us take it forward in a better way? Yeah.
Minimum 2 weeks angle. Everything have two things, good and bad. I would like to tell you a story, a real story. I had the opportunity to discuss with a foreigner. He asked me, hey, Dr. Meadow, the case of the Sombath Somphone affect to the Lao women and the Lao media so much? I said, yes. Why? I asked him back. He told me, you know, after the event of Sombath Somphone, many people, many foreigners are afraid to go to Laos. Many organizations, international organizations, stop to provide some aid, financial aid, technical assistance, something like this. I asked him back, where you are right. But please see the thing in another angle. You see the back angle. We have sometimes the good angle also, right? Positive and negative. The guy told me, I don't know. So to me, I agree with you. It affect seriously to Lao women. I accept. But the event of Sombath Somphone, you know, in the world, many people, many countries don't know Lao, right? But after the story of Sombath Somphone, every people know, oh, Lao. It's a good thing. After that, you know, the tourist organizations just summarize the number of the tourists to go to Laos. They told me now, for 4.1 million tourists to go to Laos. I was surprised. See?
We don't need to end, so
yes.
we can.
And he said that the international organization stopped to aid Laos. I think not clear. I just asked the World Bank about the statistics of the aid financial and international to Laos. The World Bank told me that it's increased 38%.
Madam, I must stop you because these things I think we can find out. It's okay. I mean, we are convinced. Yes. But I think we are just here to try to bring some closure to this meeting. Yes, I see you.
Gerald just said, just a little bit before we close this meeting, I think what we have heard from Dr. Maidom and the team is not very new. We have been through this in the months during the preparation, but I would like to reflect. I do agree that when we are talking about organizing such a forum like APF, if you're only looking at our government, maybe none of the ASEAN government deserve the APF, none. But I think the key point here is not that chance in Laos. The people who are sitting here, even our old friend, the NGO, are not talking about what we are talking about, right? Everyone try to deny the key issues that we try to raise. And I think this is a very serious issue. If we cannot get the answer, so much about Laos itself. So I think we have to really consider the key reason if we making a decision not to go there because we don't have friends there. We don't know what are we going to face, and that's it. And that's already been proved. We are not talking from nowhere. That's my opinion. Thank you.
All of our discussion, the problem comes from the Sombath Somphone event. If no this event, I think everything is good.
No. There's more, but Sombath Somphone is a big issue, but there's more. I think many people have already spoken about the different issues. Yes.
I would like to add on one point that was raised too, that one of the key factors that we should consider and make it our criteria is the safety of the local people themselves. And you all are expressed that you feel confident, but if the APF, that is a space that guarantees safety for people to speak of their issues, but it's not safe. Who can fix that problem when people die, get hurt, and disappear? And that's a reason that Laos CSO'S could learn. Disappearance, killing, hurting are serious issues that we are very concerned about.
Yes, I think that this articulation has been made over and over again. I want to just close this meeting, but the proposal is up, and I've offered rethinking of it, and I'm not sure whether you want to just do it now, because I think, like Yang said, okay, she's proposing some criteria, but I think there needs to be greater thinking. What's the criteria on the rejection of an ASEAN People's Forum, and then use that as a modality, and then adopt that, and then every country should go through a scrutiny. I think that's a better way to move forward, because I'm really thinking so many countries got through scot-free without this scrutiny. Yeah, close your hand.
Yeah, I think it is very clear that we make our risk assessment, and then our Laos friends make their own risk assessment, and then there is a big gap. Yeah, so we couldn't come into an agreement at this stage. On the security issues for the local NGOs, Laos activists, as well as on the issues that can be discussed or not discussed. So I think there is a big gap, so that is very clear. I think so. I think that's fine. I think the next step probably is because the security issues. Actually, the question should be posed to the Lao government. Yeah. So if this APF is going to be taking place in Laos, then the Lao government need to guarantee that there is space for discussion of these issues, and also there will be the Sombath case will not happen again. So I think at this stage probably we would not be able to make a decision, and I would maybe suggest that maybe if there is a team or committee to actually pursue this with the Lao government to get the response on these issues, including Sombath Somphone. Yeah. And whether Lao government, if the Lao government wants to convince the international community, the ASEAN community, they have to produce something that is very concrete, especially on the case of Sombath Somphone. Yeah, I think if the Lao government willing to do that, even remote surface Sombath, I think that will be a very positive indication that okay, this is something that would convince the international community. So I think my suggestion is not to make a decision to reject
at this point.
At this point, but to pursue this with the Lao government.
But the decision not to hand over stands.
Not to hand over
stands.
Yes.
And then get a small committee that directly ask the government these questions, and within a period of time, we need the answer. If not, then it's obviously a no APF in Laos. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. I see Watchla's hand. Is that the last one?
I hope so.
Yeah. I am hoping so. My RSC members are all waiting for a meeting that is supposed to happen like an hour ago.
No, I think I appreciate what Yap has said. But we should also be cognizant of the fact that the civil society themselves, in putting out the statement, have also raised other concerns. They have censored certain issues. So yes, on one hand, we are concerned about the security, but even if the Lao government gives us the assurance, we don't want a situation where certain issues can't, the CSO'S themselves tell us that we can't raise certain issues. So that has to be clarified and really done.
So two points. These two pillars needs to get clear answers. I mean, the city government is one and the CSO'S on the list. And so if within that a short period of maybe 3 months from now, I'm just giving a time. Yeah? Yes, yeah.
Just to clarify that even the Laos government come back and say that we guarantee all this, it doesn't mean that automatically we say yes, APF is okay to go ahead.
All these are building blocks to build our confidence.
We still need to come back and discuss again.
So is that a middle way forward at this point? The decision to no handover is reaffirmed. Maybe for a short period of 3 months. I'm just putting a short number, 3 months. And a small team will then answer these two questions Watchla and Yap has said, one at the CSO level, one at the government level. With that input back, a quick re-evaluation of us, and then if we get those things, and then we will have to decide what to do. I think in the meanwhile, we also, while working that, I was thinking we can start working on that rejection framework of an APF in order to get it prepared. So,
Gerald, if the Malaysian NOC had written a letter last year saying no way you can talk about LGBT at Malaysian APF, there is no way we would be here doing it. The thing is this, the problem is not about the human rights record. The problem is guaranteed safety for local human rights defenders, that we do not endanger Malaysian human rights defenders by having APF here, and secondly, that our hosts are not actively opposing human rights issues. That is the criteria. It's not the human rights environment. It's very clear we can make this modality here and now, because that is the fundamental modality that we should be adopting for any APF, and that's what we did in the past APF. It was not articulated that way, but that was how it was done, and that is what we need to formalize and codify. I don't see that that requires 3 or 4 or 5 months of deliberation. It's absolutely clear.
Yes. I don't see. I see no harm in a 3-month block. Or why the need to make the decision now?
Just delaying the pain.
The pain of whom?
The pain of everybody having to sit through this ridiculous
We're sitting with
nothing.
you for
You've
the
said
first
yourself over 4 months. Nothing's changed. It's the same argument. You're going around in circles.
But that proposal.
Those of us who work in Laos know that this is not going to change. The fact that you've been able to say what you said today, when you were talking about the Sedition and Riot Act or whatever, you cannot say that in Laos.
No, I know that, but I'm saying we've never had this, and Debbie said we had this for the previous APFs. There's no criteria. Brunei got through clean. We still organize the APF. So let's be a bit more honest here about it. So
No.
Yeah.
We were not allowed to go to Brunei because you know what? We emailed them asking to secure our.
No, I know you were not allowed. No, you were not allowed. But APF happened, right? APF didn't happen.
APF happened without us. But during that time, we didn't phone you.
Yeah.
Because during that time, you were not engaging with you guys.
Yeah. If we would have.
So, I mean, this is my point. I'm saying that let's come up with a better way of framing it. That's all I'm saying. Let's not make a decision. Frame it properly and then make the decision to. Because I'm thinking the implications long term is important. So all must agree with you, you know.
But do that quickly. Don't do it 3 months. That's crazy. The doctor said himself, he needs to know, quickly whether or not you're going to harm that. You can't keep blowing the process.
Yeah, we can do it in 1 month, 2 months.
1 month. Not 2.
Then we waited for 10 years, nothing has changed. What's the 1 month for you? Okay, so no, after this, all of us are going to rest after the APF. No. So you are saying 1 month, but I mean the time, it's a short time frame, definitely it's a short time frame. I'm just saying that let's frame it properly, and then it's the same criteria we agree and we use it for, and everyone should get it. I'm totally comfortable that we should not go, and it's clear that at this point I would not go to endanger anyone. But to make that decision to reject it, I want that to be the same for the next 10 years, and I want to stand by that for the next 10 years. Yeah. So I'm just proposing in that 1 month or 2 months, we seek the answers that we need. You know, because working in a region, you can't do 1 month. If you are doing it alone, Glenn, you can do it the next week. But, yeah, exactly. You've been doing it. No, but there's a whole larger process here. No?
Yes. So what we need to make a decision about these 3 proposals, and who is also going to do this? So who is tasked to do what?
Yeah. So we just come in to
make a decision here. About the proposal of ban, my proposal, and yours.
Now there are 3 proposals now, so I just asked the question whether this YAP's proposal now is something that we can use. Is that something that is acceptable? But if you want to still hold your proposal, then yours is still on the table. Yeah. I was just kidding. So you still want to hold your proposal for rejection?
Yeah. It's still there. Yeah.
But do you want to still hold your proposal? Because YAP's proposal came later. Yeah,
my proposal is for us to bring it precisely to the bigger body.
I'm just trying to say this, the bigger body is discussion time. I know the program tomorrow. It's no, and you and the RSC, you know there's no time for discussion. So I'm just saying that we could insert something, but we won't have a meaningful discussion. So we can open up a space, and the tide is so tight tomorrow. And I'm knowing that, and you know that. So you're taking bringing it. There's no bringing it really for a meaningful open discussion.
So what is your timeline? And who's going to task to do what we are proposing?
So no, this is the proposal now. I was just getting there. But if you still want to insist on holding on the proposal, you need to get to a vote.
But if you're not, then with that timeline, I think it's a short. I'm suggesting 2 months at the most. 2 months at the most. Somebody, I mean, then the next point is who can be in the team, and that few people will come up with the criteria for rejection, talk to the government. I mean, we can follow up with the Laos embassy here. They promised us a set of answers. They've not got to us. We can go, no problem. And they've not answered, finish. It's done. Within 1 week, I'll go and meet the first secretary and say, hey, we waited for your answers. Nothing. Answers to you, zero. Done. Or whoever's going meeting anybody else in Laos. So you can easily. So now we just need a small team who can be involved to build towards this 2-month deadline, and then the clear decision is out. So how anybody who's you want to propose or familiar to handle this at this point? A small team, 3, 4 at the most, I think it's interesting.
I propose
I second the
I third, yeah, so just accept, yeah. Okay, fourth Yang. Okay, so Yang is one. Overwhelming response for Yang to be one. Any other?
Gerard.
Yeah.
Gerard, no?
So it's just going, whoever's name is thrown, you will just repeat. Okay. Okay, I will work with Yang. Maybe another one person? 2%?
Perfect.
Debbie, are we okay with Debbie?
Yes.
Yes, okay, Debbie. You have to repeat this, have to repeat the name. Debbie. Debbie? Ah, okay, that means you got accepted. So, another, is that okay? 3, 4? 3 is enough. Okay. Alright, then, can we then agree 2 months deadline, a clear criteria for long-term APF for rejection? In the meanwhile, follow the 2 tracks that Yap and Watchtower has proposed to get clear answers, direct answers, not fuzzy answers. With that answers, communicate to everyone, prepare the rejection modality, and then the next step after that is the rejection modality, then it's the who, when, what, and all that. Where is it for APF? But I think the step until these 2 months is only the rejection modality and answers of the 2 tracks. Is that okay? Is that acceptable? Okay. You agree? Agree. Okay, may not agree. So if that is fine, then let's give the Laos CSO'S a big hand. Thank you for being with us.
May I take this opportunity to express my